taking my finger, rolling it under, and creating a closed piece of dough at the end. I just buy my dough now at either a pizza shop or at the grocery store. It's just as good. I used to make my own dough. You cut off a piece, but if it's not big enough, you just add another piece. Stick it in the middle. Whenever you add a piece to make it bigger, you put it in the middle of the back, stuff it in, and then close it up like that. Always have a little piece left. Roll it in flour so it doesn't stick, and you're done. I got about 24 out of each pound of dough. I cover them, and then they'll rest until I'm ready to use them. I'm cutting some onions to make the filling for the Laham. I need about 3 cups for the amount of meat that I'm using. And what I do is make a lot and prepare it to freeze whatever I don't use. Today I only have 3 pounds of bread. This will cover quite a bit more than 3 pounds of bread. I'm cutting this into smaller pieces so we can put them in the blender and they'll blend easier. If you were only making 2 pounds of meat, 1 pound lamb, 1 pound beef, you would need about a cup or a little more of onion. I'm making 3 cups because I'm going to use 6 pounds of meat. I added water so that it would blend nice, but see, it's nice and creamy, almost like onion juice. There's no big pieces in it at all. Okay, what I've done is mixed 3 pounds of lamb, 3 pounds of beef. I like it when it's mixed. I've tried it with all lamb and it doesn't taste quite as flavorful. You want a fatty meat, so I've got 85% beef, and I bought store-bought brown lamb. If you have someone prepare the lamb for you, you want it to be a little fatty. Okay, I'm going to put in a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of pepper, pour in not quite 3 cups of onion, and then I'll taste it. And then I'm going to put tamarind. I make my own tamarind. About 2 cups of tamarind. It's nice and thick. Now, the best thing to do with this is to use your hands. So that it's tart the way it should be, I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of citric acid. You can see that the meat is getting darker now. And I probably can tell that I'll need a little more tamarind. It's really got to be worked in so that none of the pink shows in any of the meat. Plenty of onion in it, but it does need more tamarind. So, just going to pour it in. Looking good. There's still a little bit of pink in the meat, so you just keep working it until it's all covered. Okay, here's the balls that we made before. Put a little bit of flour. What I'm going to do is just press them out slightly, putting flour on. Do about a dozen of these. Let them set for a little bit. Put it through one way, and then I turn it and put it through the other way. And they're ready to go. I make several of them, and then I put the meat on. See, if you don't have the pasta machine, you can use a rolling pin and roll them out. They will shrink up a little bit, but when you put the meat on, they'll stretch again. There you go. I'm preparing the trays. These trays are definitely clean. They're just my mother's old trays, and I've been using them for years. This is what I use for these. I'm oiling it with a little bit of olive oil. Now I'm ready to put the filling on. Take one, about a teaspoon in there, or a tablespoon. Spread it all the way out to the edges, pressing down as you put the meat on. Make sure it's all covered. Lift. Try to keep them round. Lay it in the tray. Sounds like the oven's ready. They cook in about 15 minutes. The meat is raw, so you do want the meat to cook. So we'll time them and then see how long it takes. Okay, we'll put this one in. I got 8 on a tray. I'm going to put it in on my baking shelf on the bottom. It's been 10 minutes. I'm going to check them and see how they are. Nice and brown on the bottom. I'm going to put them on top in a very short time. And I'll put the other tray in on the bottom. I'll put the top in for about 3 minutes. Okay, I think that's fine because you do warm them up later. See, they're nice and brown around the edge and brown on the bottom. I'm going to layer these in the tray, not quite on top of each other, but they can touch. And you can eat them right out of the oven, you can eat them warm, you can heat them up. Sometimes I just throw them in a toaster oven or a toaster. Now you see how many we got out of the 3 pounds of bread dough that we got. There's leftover filling. I packaged it in small packages and froze it. We got over 70 of them out of the 3 pounds of dough. There are times that I warm these up. I fry an egg, break the yolk, fry it completely so it doesn't run, and I make a sandwich with 2 of them. Delicious breakfast. My mom used to make them for my uncle the way he liked them, and she would put an egg in a bowl, put a drop of water, mix it up, and then just put some egg on each one and bake it that way. To package them and put them away, I pile them face to face, put them on top of each other. You can put as many as you want. I stand them up that way, fill it up, and then fold the bag over and freeze them. We'll do some more.